Is no one showing their face tonight?
I literally have my camera on.
Was it
Okay.
gents?
Alright, so, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode.
Oh, yeah.
Controversial topics. On the panel, we'll have myself, Dario, we'll have Xavier the Doctor, and Andre Bradshaw, the Blacktivist. And you see the thumbnail, you see the title, so like something empty, I would say. So yeah, we're gonna talk about how men are the source of all the shit in the world, specifically in relationships.
This should be interesting.
Yeah, if I'm
Alright,
not mistaken, I could swear that thing says men are the source of all the problems in the world.
I said men are the cause of all the world's problems, just for clicks. Yeah.
Somewhere along those lines, right? I could swear that's what I read. But
Yep.
again, yeah, listen.
yeah. So a question was asked. I think it was through from but asked to Andrew Tate.
Hmm.
Young lady asked, "What do you think of women who date their ex-boyfriend's friends right after a breakup?"
They're trash.
No. So his response was, "It's the man's fault, just like most things, most like most issues with the world." Reason being, he says it would be a 0% chance of his friends doing that because of the type of friends he have, because of what they have been through, because of
Um,
what they have done together, because of how they are and who they are. They're not going to just flake on him
um,
or flip on him
I don't mean
just
to
for a bit of
interrupt
pussy.
you. Don't mean to interrupt you, Dario, but I just want to put this out there for our fans. This is coming from the same man who recently just rage quit because of fresh and fit and another guy. So keep that in mind. Yeah.
Who
Continue.
recently just what?
He recently rage quit when he was asked very Bradshaw like questions, simple questions that make you actually don't think. Yeah. hmm But continue.
Okay. Well, yeah, we were saying based on just what they've been through together and just how they are and who they've become as men, it's a 0% chance. The reason why his friend would even do something like that to him is because he himself would have done it to his friend, and that's the kind of person he is as a result, and therefore, or by extension, he has friends that are like that. And I couldn't really find a reason to disagree. I mean, as the saying goes, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And, got to thinking a little bit more about what he said. If men started being men, like all of us, how different would the world be?
Two different.
For instance, we complain about women being promiscuous, we complain about women being whores, etc., etc. But you never actually think about it. Who are they being whores with? They can't be fucking dogs. They're
I
not
mean,
fucking ghosts.
they are fucking dogs. But continue. They are fucking
Not,
ghosts.
I'm not talking about figure. No, let's be realistic first. They're not fucking ghosts. They're fucking other men. What if all
Hmm.
men actually had self-respect and stopped lowering
Hmm.
their value by sleeping with a promiscuous woman? What
There's
if
a
or when I'm
there's a big problem with that. Dario.
yeah.
Every not every man cannot be self-respecting. There
True.
needs to be a balance. Because if the entire world was positive, Might as well we just blow the entire planet and start from scratch again. People need to understand this.
You sound like the demons in my head right now.
Please shut up.
I'm
Anyways,
being serious.
there needs to be at least 50% of people that actually have sense and 50% that don't. It balances the equation, as a certain person from the Matrix would say. So when I hear people shouting out, "Oh, we need all world peace," bitch, no, we don't. Because if the world was all peaceful, how does the world itself then make money? I don't know if people realize this, but the world makes money off of complete chaos.
Yeah, we
And
don't
it's in a
need money
state.
if the world was peaceful,
The
actually.
world would find another way to devolve, to the eject itself into a state of chaos. I think someone made a movie about utopia and how men and women, if we had the so-called perfect utopic, world, how we would find a way to fuck it up.
Yep.
We would find a way to fuck it up, and I believe it too because I sat back and I really, after watching that movie, I was like, this makes a lot of sense in a chaotic but very straightforward way. We as mammals, we as men and women would find a way to fuck it up, no matter how good we are, no matter how well the world would be running. Somehow, some way, chaos would find its way through the cracks in the armor. We would find a way. I mean, even at the most trivial level, we would find a reason to complain. We would
Yep.
find a reason to create chaos. I'm not sure if it's the Cain and Abel thing I watched today, where then I mean, maybe everything just coming together, but I mean, even at the height of everything good, because I watched the a little animated video of that, and where Abel literally was begging Cain not to kill him, but Cain was determined, even when Cain did just start beating to kill him, just start beating to kill him. Abel like, beg him, don't do this, brother. And when the stick where I used to beat him couldn't kill him fast enough, guess what Cain did? He found a rock.
Rocked and rolled.
He found a rock. So I'm like, wow. And I was just looking at, and then when it's all said and done, and God asked him, Cain, your brother there? I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? And I'm like, you bitch. I said, the first was screaming, even though I've read the story hundreds of times. I know the story. And like I said, I believe mankind would find a reason to invoke chaos. They would find a reason. This is why I believe them said this whole notion said, oh, men were created so perfect. Why did God have to give us free will? Because at the end of the day, if a man does not have full control of his own autonomy, he would be a robot. Unless some people believe a robotic system would have made more sense.
Absolutely not. Let's continue.
Yeah, but I mean, what would be the point of creating robots? How would God?
Bro,
What use would God have of us?
let's think of, all right. That's realistic.
Toy soldiers,
No, hold on. No. That's real.
but and ask a straightforward question, give a straightforward answer. Toy soldiers, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, continue.
with free will, then we can actually love him because we'd actually have to have a choice.
Yes.
So he can actually have a family, as the Bible suggests, I guess, as
Keyword
opposed to just slaves.
Mm-hmm.
lambs to the slaughter.
It's weird because today my mother-in-law brought up a conversation about men and their role in relationships and What if the man turned out to be more of a female or more feminine in his response? And how would how I'm like, well, first off, I know this is kind of unfair because I know there are some men that can pretend very well for men, but I'd have to be realistic about the situation. I can't blame the man. I'd have to blame the woman. And I mean, I said that with a grain of salt because I understood the situation. But you see, this is why I don't believe in I meet you, in less than 3 months we are married. There's no such thing. When I met my wife, when I was vetting my wife, I took months, more than a year, to make sure, said, with all her flaws and all her downfalls, could I make this work? Could I do this? So this whole notion of, and I realize in this day and age, when they tell people, say, the vetting process sometimes takes anywhere from a year up, a year and up. Nobody no want to hear that. But I say, but so much could be solved if you just give yourself time to get to know the person.
Fuck
Versus
time.
let's
Let's get married today and divorce tomorrow.
hold on, but that's the recipe right then and there. Most people don't even try if you understand that. This whole notion say, oh, I'm ready now. I'm gonna say this is why I'm gonna believe in nowadays hot girl summer and all that rubbish. You can't say you want somebody, you want a relationship, you want a family, but yet you put absolutely no guys, nothing behind what's going on. You just come and expect to get a ready make, fully sorted out, processed and everything. Not no go so. Before wheat could have turned flour, it had to go through a process. Before everything turned it into its final product, it had to go through some shit. It had to go through some shit. But this come now, give it to me now, mindset is hurting. It's not if not killing good relationships.
But everybody thinks they're grown though.
But that's a misconception. If you ask a person what's the definition of
Thinking something and being something is two separate things, as we've
But
discovered.
again, they're too immature to know that. So that's why I
Yeah,
said they
but they
think
don't know
they are
meaning
grown.
of immaturity, Dario. So again, it's like you talk to a brick wall and you expect it to respond. The concept of immaturity is lost on some folks. I wouldn't personally even blame them
Which is
because
one of the reasons why we start using the terms grown boys or 30-year-old boys.
it's a
yeah,
disrespect. It's a disrespect to boys, but yeah, continue.
no, well, I mean, today, man, today, man, one of my exes reached out to me and she was asking some self-analysis questions, because let's be real here, people. Nobody, we ourselves can tell when we are messing up. Come on, let's say yes, but then on the next level, there's so many avenues that we overlook in our day-to-day life. So you have to ask someone who you believe is a better judge of character than yourself, or if not better. And then you pretty much a counseling session. And she told me what the people around her have been saying about her. And then I compared what they said compared to what she is now. And I told her, feel away. There's a level of accountability on your part that you have to also take into play. The fact that you've reached out means that you're not playing victim. Playing victim would be you staying in your own, you know, mindset that you did nothing wrong. You're a good mother. They're the assholes about the situation. She left herself vulnerable to critique. So based just the fact that you asked for this, doesn't mean that, can't mean that you are being self-absorbed. Nothing is wrong with you. So the fact that none of them can be straightforward with you, that in itself is a problem. And when critique does come, it comes in the form of downplayed, soft, ridicule. And I'm like, that in itself should have make you should know some red flags that go off in your own head. Why would you downplay something this serious? You say out of fear of harmony. I say you ask probably one of the most straightforward and harshest human beings to help you right now. We say, oh, this is also one of the many reasons why. I blame you to an extent. Most people don't like when we talk. They can pretend like they do, but most people really don't like when we talk because I don't hold anything back. I realized I had a few people that used to talk to me, but as soon as Mr. Logic and Mr. Straightforward come out of my mouth, they avoid me. Them talk to people like my wife. Them talk to people who sympathize and empathize and do all of the ties them except, you know, criticize. So again, to an extent, but accountability is one of the hallmarks of a mature person. And if a person can't take any form of critique, you are not mature, which means you are still childish. Wanting everything to work with no process. So as the great Tulak would have said, everybody want the finished product, but nobody no want to learn the process. Nobody no want to go through the processing. Them just want it fixed with no reason behind it. Just fix yourself. Just fix for me, please. I'm just saying. I don't think I'm wrong. Some people might think I'm. I know a lot of people think I'm a bit harsh or a bit too critical when I talk, but I don't think I'm wrong.
I mean, Kevin Samuels did exist, so I don't think it's that bad.
I know, right? But some people think I'm the scum of the earth. Shit. Some
So
people think I'm a monster. Some people really
they
think
think
I'm a
that if they think
monster.
that of you, what do they think of Kevin Samuels? Eh?
Oh my God. Hmm. And let me say, this is a person who, growing up, she couldn't take critique. But then life, the situations mold her, even the point where she can take the blows like any real man could. Let me ask her every day, why you still staying in that country? Why you not leave and go back to Jamaica? Because a real man I look for you with them kids. You say it's that bad nowadays. A real man would take up you and the youth them. Because what they are in front time, him not like. I mean I blame him. That's how bad it is in society. A man willing to take up a real woman with youth them than to deal with a woman with no kids was a fucking earhead. I don't have time for that. A man want to know if him say XYZ, the two not agree on XYZ when you come home, XYZ are taken care of. Then only X alone taken care of and a bag of excuse for Y and Z still not touch yet. And then you run go fuck the man friend because you never like how it make you feel because you never do Y and Z. Or you rob the man money or you understand? Society has gotten too emotional in this day and age. And yes, to an extent, men are to be blamed. Men are to be blamed. I'm not going to pretend now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. A good portion of society's problems, a man cause it for himself.
Yep, I can
The
agree to that.
moment we, the moment we sacrifice honesty for feelings, the moment we sacrifice straightforwardness with empathy, too much. Let me rephrase that. Too much empathy. We care too much on how people feelings are. We care more about people and not the pillars of truth, accountability, and all the things them that used to keep men on them square. The moment we dropped the ball and cared more about how people feel than getting shit done. Ironic. And I'll say this. The moment I tried, and this is years ago, the moment I stopped giving a fuck about my wife and started paying attention to her, I think I started to change as a man. And not in a good way. I know that sounds fuck up because it's one of the hallmarks of Kevin Samuel and Mr. Andrew Tate. Because I've listened to Andrew Tate to an extent too. But they made very valid points, and my wife kind of confirmed that one time. And I told her, took a lot of self-analysis to say this to her too. I said when I was on my square, when I was always busy working, when I really had no time for you, anybody, but was focusing on making the best version of me. You were more turned on, you were more interested, you were more everything. I said the moment I turned my focus off of my purpose and onto you, I believe I started to betray myself. And she said she doesn't want to, but she kind of have to agree with me. That one cut deep because I thought I was following this outline or this map of society. Gimme said this is how a man is supposed to be. Yeah, and it backfired. It really did backfire on me. Backfired in a major way. And again, I have nobody to blame but myself. I have nobody to blame but myself. Uh, so yes, I do agree with Mr. Tate when he say Ray. You know me have to chop in it, so I do agree to an extent with what you said. The notion, yes, the man shoot himself in the foot. And like Mr. Samuel said, man domesticate the world too well. Domesticate the world too well. So
Yeah, all right. So I got to thinking about it a bit deeper.
mhm.
We kind of went off on a bit of a little tangent there, but
My bad.
it was like, no, well, it was it was the Xavier, and you
What?
just followed up. Anyway, like I mentioned how men complain about the whore culture or the fat culture,
Which we created, but okay.
which we created and continue to promote and support. Because
Correct.
if we stop supporting the fat culture, we can't. All right, so we can't complain about thoughts yet. We have to incognito our search history.
Mm.
We can't complain about the thought culture yet. We have a Pornhub account or ex hamster, whatever.
Stop. Rub it.
We can't complain about it. And again, as I said before, these whores, as we call them, or these promiscuous women, they're not sleeping around with ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how they got their title. They're sleeping around with us men, who are then complaining when they do whore shit with other people outside of us, or with other men besides us, which makes no effing sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if I had a store but I had no customers, how long do you think that store would last?
Not long. If non-existent,
So again,
go further. Mm-hmm.
imagine if men found out. Imagine if men grew up and actually became men. We found out that a woman was promiscuous. DNA test turned up negative. Now she's blacklisted and no man wants her. And
Mm.
imagine if we just did that straight across the board and all men were also faithful.
Like I
Imagine if
said,
men were actually men and we stopped complaining about women being too masculine, but we were masculine so that they didn't have to be. Imagine girls growing up with their fathers so they don't have to pretend to be men,
mm-hmm.
or better yet, pretend to be the man that they didn't have but needed.
Mm-hmm. I would
Imagine if
say,
boys,
continue.
yeah, go ahead.
I say, I believe the whole term that man civilized the world a bit too well. This is also one of the downsides of that. Argue, I'm not saying civilization shouldn't advance, but I believe some of the cultural norms that cross the world that used to exist, this whole push to change how things are, kind of also hurt me. There's the whole liberty and freedom and being able to do as you see fit without being judged for it end up backfiring and in the end, to me anyways. There's a lot of people who don't want society to progress moving forward. And again, let's put a real look on that. What you call forward. Okay. We've moved from you don't have a say to the point now that you're telling people that them have to choose between having a good woman or I had to explain something to my wife, not my wife, my mother-in-law, in this context. Said times change for the better. Man, this man, you say there is nothing in the Bible that says a man can be monogamous. There's nothing in the Bible. I say, and also the Bible also dictates that when a man chooses a woman, he to cling to she more than him cling to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing there to defend say him to stay solely to one woman. Say, but say, even though it don't say that doesn't mean that it's not right. We say, yeah, there's also we say that's one part of the argument. There's nothing that says that it's wrong either. Says when mankind try to make things even, that's when everything started to go to hell. Everything, and a man really think about it. I'm not saying a man's supposed to have the world upon him cocky. And I say that. I say a man to have the world upon him penis. I'm not saying that. Man come around this morning. But also at the same time, if a man is forcing himself to be subjugated to rules where him himself make, where him himself later break and then bitch and moan about it, this don't make no sense. So you can't have your pie and eat it at the same time. Everybody want everything all at once. That's why I said the man is also to be blamed.
Yep.
The man, I can't, I'm not gonna take that from nobody. Men and women were never equal. I don't know why mankind try to make world,
Very true.
and it backfire, and it really did backfire. I mean, no people don't like when I say this, but let's be real. Men and women were never the same, and they'll never be. My God.
They were never
See, like,
supposed to be.
yeah.
Which is why I say women cannot complete a man, but they can complement them.
Mhm. Yeah, and that is all. So that is somebody always. They should have never changed because man and woman. When never, I even brought up the whole argument. Said, every day a man make over 180 million sperm. Every day. A woman only makes one egg once a month, per month. So, listen, that's no problem. And this was me talking to my mother-in-law. I said, let's look on the logic there. What I said to you, exactly. Think about what me I say right now. What I said about well, how God chose between man and woman. Why God could make the woman push out multiple eggs per day. The process will take so short to get impregnated to have children. Even in animals, even in mammals, the mother normally takes a period of months, years, depending upon which animal we are talking about. Understand? So no matter which way you
Hmm.
take it, the female of the species normally get the short end of the stick, whether you like it or not. When it comes to certain things, guys, men and women will never be the same.
Hmm.
Until the day mankind try to make man and woman equal, and then I said this early one time, and man literally ready to fight me. I'm so backward. My way of my thinking is so old fashioned. Nobody want me to know how you have woman. I say because she realized I'm a real man and I'm not trying to be her friend. That's how
Exactly.
I
Which
have
is why she
woman.
doesn't have to be an equal. She
Exactly.
just
She knows
she
better.
knows her lane and she can stay in it. She doesn't have
Of
to be
course.
masculine.
Oh my
She
God, that
the thing
sounds
is
so
no
misogynist.
one of the things is this, you know. One of the
Uh-huh.
things is this, you know. The world doesn't realize that you can still be strong and be feminine.
Oh my God.
Being
Exactly.
feminine doesn't
That's
mean so
It's
one of the
rocket
things is
science.
all right, so
no, it is
to
to
add on to
some
it.
people.
Sorry, pause. Who's
Mhm.
talking in the background?
Uh, hold on there. Continue though.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So a couple of the things is are to add to the point, women the world doesn't know that women can be strong without being masculine, or they can be strong and still be feminine. I
Which is
think we
surprising.
mentioned it
Which is
last week.
surprising considering the amount of Disney movies they make every year.
Yeah, that's the thing with social media and so forth. We have even us men have been taught that femininity is just soft. This girl that loves makeup and unicorns and goes shopping for a million clothes that and she only wears like one out of the million and then goes shopping again for another million clothes and just wears one out of the million and makeup and unicorns and nails and all that crap. And that is just an ideal woman. I've never liked that kind of woman.
I mean, nothing is really wrong with that kind of woman, but you know.
Not trying to bash women who are probably like that, but like if that is all you have, then you don't really bring much to the table. That means you're just good at looking good. Again, life is not always going to be unicorns and rainbows. In an actual bad situation, can I depend on you? If the world is kicking my ass and I get home and I'm just fucked up, excuse my language, but messed up, like, can you whisper a word of encouragement or genuinely say something of encouragement to keep me going? If I'm in a bad situation and I need my second head to think with me, like, can you give input? Or are you just an earhead who likes makeup?
And I had to explain that to my wife as well. Mister, I didn't choose you because you're just cute and you know your sex is so incredible. I said no. Wasn't just that.
That's part of the premium package, not all of it.
I know, but the thing is, I was straightforward with mine. And to some people, again, just like on the chuckle, when I say this to other people, they look at me with, wow, you said that? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yo,
But don't you
y'all
want
keep
someone
beating
to be
around the bush. That's
straightforward?
why you can't have a freaking relationship until y'all 50.
Yo, I'm
Exactly. So I'm saying,
I,
hold
I'm
on
not.
there. So don't straightforward for no one. Oh, I couldn't dream of being that raw with my I'm like,
And you know what? We are
and
controversial.
that's why I don't have
About that.
problem.
And how many exes did you have before you get married? And how's your marriage going
Uh,
right now?
Great. I mean,
No,
there's no
I'm
such thing
talking.
as
I'm talking about them.
oh shoot,
Oh no,
divorce. Man a fuck out them yai, gal a fuck out them yai. Man a beat them. Man can't answer him phone up. Gal a beat them. Man can't answer him phone after a certain period of time. Gal come home and say, brah, we're not fear one. Cup size, we're not fear one. If she too argumentative, him tell her how much string make her up, and the list goes on.
And the thing is that he and she had those red flags from
Oh
day one.
yes, oh yes, oh yes, they did.
But you didn't say anything. But now you're complaining about the thing.
Yo, and I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing to somebody one time. I said, yo, no feel away. I sympathize to an extent, but at the same time, you chose the motherfucker. I'm sorry, but you chose the son of a bitch, and you chose the whore. Somebody music up here?
No.
Okay. What the hell am I hearing this?
Must be your neighbors or something. I'm not hearing any music.
Okay, but yeah, I say this, and I know to some people, my God, you are so harsh. I say right now because of
Hold on. They said you were harsh, but they didn't say that you were lying.
exactly,
Continue.
and I made it quite clear. I said to some wife one time too, and people I say, you tell her them stuff. Them I say to make her be aware that the people around her aren't her friends.
I have a better
And
question. You lie to your wife? You lie to your husband?
hmm, so I told people when I made those vows, I meant what I fucking said. You know, people now gonna understand it. I mean, come next year marks my 10-year anniversary, and a lot of people didn't think we would survive this long. So I mean, we must be doing something right. You
Yep.
know, I haven't stepped out and like turned a little whore and stuff fuck down the place. So clearly she is doing something right. And like I said, people, I am straightforward when it comes to my wife. If something is not working, if something is displeasing me, I speak. I fuck your feelings. At the end of the day, fuck your feelings. I'd rather be honest with you. I'm not stop say that. I'd rather be honest. Yo, you are fucking up. Something ain't adding up. You have to do something different. Quite frankly, I'm losing interest. Or I am infuriated by something. You have to be upfront. This mindset say you are afraid to hurt people. He's hurting you. And I know this might seem a bit selfish, but let's be realistic here. Trying to please a person is destroying you, and you refuse to change it because what? So the thing that's going to motivate you to become promiscuous, you are not saying it because you do not want to hurt the person. But in the long run, it's the same thing that's pushing you to promiscuity. Or you won't address it because you don't want to hurt their feelings. So cheating on them makes more sense, right? Than addressing the issue that's causing you to think these promiscuous thoughts. So you rather let it fester to the point where you cheat. The person finds out and asks, Why didn't you say something? I hate hearing that line so much. Why didn't you say something? Because I didn't want to hurt you. Bullshit. You're just a fucking punk. Man or woman, you're a fucking punk.
My thing is, why can you say it when you're angry, but you can't say it like before?
Because that's the only language people understand apparently. Well, only language that specific people understand, and that's a poor result of
Yeah.
either upbringing or just how you are overall. To be honest,
Like, why do we have to be angry, drunk, or scared to show our true selves?
which is why I've
Yeah.
always been of the belief that why is it that it takes an argument for you to express how you really feel about certain things that
Really
I
feel. Yep.
Yeah, why do you
Yep.
like
Yep.
somebody
Yep.
only when they
Yep.
start dating someone else? Let's not go down
My,
that road.
my,
Let's not
I
go
mean,
there.
let's
Let's not
not
go
go
there.
down that road. You
Let's
open
not
that
go.
rascal. No, 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 no. You know, long I will ask a few female men know that this question. Yo, when you never want me, when you never fucking want me, why? Why as soon as we find somebody else, your blood class become interested? I
do
always
not
want to ask a few bitches this
do
question
not
so
want
bad.
me to go down that road right now. So shall we continue?
Big man. I mean, we will, but god damn it, yo. That part that used to piss me off about society. When I was when, when I wasn't that guy, soon as me left you and link with somebody else, now I automatically become that guy. So you never see that guy in me before. Oh my god, I swear I hate how mankind turn out. Mhm. It's ridiculous. Not about the way how society thinks makes sense to me. Three-quarter of them females right now in a limbo as it relates to a relationship. They're in relationships where them don't even know if it is a relationship or not. But they've invested too many years into this person for walk when now. So they're just hanging on for dear life, hoping that them see them the way how you did see them. But they can't straightforward with it because they don't know how.
Bruh.
This is crazy. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It has a. Oh. hmm I don't think it have a. Oh, there it is. But yeah, how much? 3, 4. There you go. Wait a second, Jinx.
Mhm.
Thank you. Oh my. Oh. But yeah, it used to rub me the wrong way. I'm not gonna stop pretend like it did not. I'm left to see all of the females them who didn't take me serious and for those who wait too long and now all of a sudden, oh, I was young and I was dumb and
No.
I didn't see you that
Oh,
way
you're
and
right. You're right about
I
the
get
dumb
it.
part.
I
About the dumb
I
part.
I
Yeah,
I,
that
I wish you could I
All
wish
right.
I
Let's be
could
let's be
go
realistic.
back.
Let's just stop using emotions and be logical.
I
They
know, right?
don't want you.
I'm
They
an, I'm
like
not
the
stupid.
idea of you.
I
They
know
like
that.
the idea of
I
that good, quiet guy that is just there in the corner, and they can
hmm
save him for later. Save
Of
him for the
course.
special occasion when
Of
they are
course.
quote unquote run through.
Of
and when
course.
you want to settle down. And men do this. Men do it too.
Yes, but the only downside is this. Yeah, this is the problem most people don't understand. There's a reason why society, back the modern, not modern society, back in the days when a man used to be this way, quarry and all over the place, a fuck. As much as women hated it, there was a reason why they had to tolerate it. Because at the end of the day, the man could afford to be a whore. He could afford to be a father to multiple children. That's where the whole premise of a married man is normally attracted to women are more attracted to a married man. It wasn't just based on, her feelings. It was biologically, she was biologically predisposed because that was a sign that the man was strong enough to take care of her in case she was to get pregnant for said man. You understand me? This is why this whole concept, that's what I'm saying. Every man on the planet couldn't have been monogamous. This is where that argument comes from. Women would normally choose a mate based on his how willing or how well he could provide. It wasn't based on solely by him pretty looks and how much dick him a swing. Because no feel no way. Me no believe King Solomon had them kind of bomba backbone there. With the pan a pum pum for all an hour. And for the whole day, him a got you all 7 girl. No, me no believe that. I mean, that's up for debate. But I never think King Solomon rifle was that he was that blessed.
Yeah, like even with his 1,000 women, I don't
You
think so.
understand? I not so much, but
Yeah,
again,
it
the
was
man
300
about
wives,
seven.
700 concubines.
But even so, the Jenna could again, it couldn't be directly solely based on the fact that I must say, him cocky was that amazing. It wasn't because him cocky was that amazing, and it wasn't because let's keep it as let's say up here a buck, keep it 100. It's not because his dick game was out of this fucking world. Make so much
No, but
woman
is that
choose to deal
all
with
right?
him.
But all right, if we're going to really be honest now, isn't that like just some
Mm-hmm.
facade people use to just cover up the real reason why them, you know, do what they do? Because all right, I was having this conversation recently, right, with a coworker, and the way she's talking, you can tell, say, yo, it's just a facade she put on. She's complimenting that if of course size matters, and I'm like,
Yeah,
why should
to an extent.
why should it matter? I'm like, really and truly, why should it matter? I mean, think about it like this: if he can take you a street rat off of the ground and bring you up to
Mm.
be the best woman that you can be, why should him have
Mm-hmm.
a tiny weenie whatever it is matter to you? I just stop about 5 seconds. And she want to say me wrong, but no, she can't say me wrong. And then she comes and say me across. I'm saying, all right, that is it. That is it.
As you
Means
hit the
you
nail on
gave
the
her a point that
head.
you couldn't argue.
That is it.
Exactly. And to me, that is one of the most heartbreaking, realistic things most society people will not acknowledge. Sex, sex is important, but it ain't that important
Fox.
because push come shove after the sex done and the mind blowing is over and wow, he's amazing and
Yeah,
you're just laying there.
what happens when sex is done and the bills are here?
Thank you very much.
You
What
go you
happened?
go. Are you gonna
Mm-hmm.
like jizz on the bills and it's just magically paid?
I
Love, yo,
It's a
that's how
legitimate question.
never
yeah,
said it
it
wasn't.
really is. No, it really is because now people have this notion say, oh, as I say, ain't nothing going on but the rent. Anybody remember that goddamn song?
Yeah, I don't
Anybody
remember the
remember that
words, but
song?
yeah, I remember it.
You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with
Be
me.
with me.
Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
What the
There's a
rent?
reason why she said the same flipping way. And for all of those who were so upset and in their feelings when she made that song, it come back right down to come right back round. Them say, oh, nothing under the sun don't new. For those people who pretend are vexed about that reality, nothing under the sun ain't new. You have to have a job if you want to deal with she. King Solomon was a king, goddammit. That man was rich. That man could provide
The
for
greatest
his
job in
house.
all the land.
You understand me? And it broke my heart because you have so many people that want to be upset that, oh, oh, the man there was royalty and most men aren't that. But
It is what it
back
is, bro.
then, of course it is, whether them will accept it or not. Solomon was Solomon. Cool. There's no evidence that Solomon was the best dick in all the land. Nothing in the Bible saying he was that great of a cocksman. But he was the wisest man in the Bible though.
Yeah, we know that him and David, they had a way with words, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me say. Penis is only one part of the and pum pum is only one part of the equation. Only one. A singular. And when the argument was made back in the day, so Kevin Samuel bring RIP, but he made a very valid point. Him say it's only women alone put so much emphasis. Modern day women put emphasis on the man's dick size. The man say, yo, there's a woman that lived in something Eastern Europe. She there with a man with a micro penis. The man say, did you hear what I just said? Not just a regular penis. She was with a man with a micro penis. But she said loyal to that man. Said loyal, gave that man his children and everything, and stayed loyal to that man. And when he died, she was set for the rest of her effing life. He says, oh, the black woman him know will get a man that can take care of her kids. Say, for instance, she even had kids. Pick her up. She's going to fuck on that dude because what? His dick size? I said most women from other races look for black women and shake them flipping head. That's because this man not walking with a goddamn monster in his pants. You're going to cheat on him? Sure.
I mean,
I'm saying the things in our society tell women say,
hello?
yeah,
Okay.
that these things weren't important in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. Coming up, do you think all them people who had families of 8, 9, and 10, you think all those men were working with anacondas? No. I'm gonna say when them done in school are, you know what the woman said? At the end of the day, it's all about her. The way she talk, all about her. It's all about her. It's not about family. And that night itself I killed. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it today. That night itself I killed one heap of black woman in this country, and I'm gonna kill one heap of black woman across the world. That mindset. If Miss Chin can go home to a disappointment cocky, every blood clot there. But what?
How do you know she's
Him take
disappointed
care.
though?
And that all right, you beat me told me about. I said next. But to the black man, the woman, I look on the man cocky and say blood clot. And say, my God, Miss Chin must be disappointed. How you know that? How the fuck you know that? And this is why, and I still believe this shit. The old way was the best way. Cause if the woman never that fuck down the blood clot place, if she never gained sexual liberation at age 14 or age 15 or age 16. Like me say, sir, there was a girl when me there you one year. Me my friend of par. My friend of studies for her architectural degree. And she go through, it was test time. And the little girl see me and move on and walk up to me and say, sir, can I ask you something? You can just stay with me and just go and fuck me and just mind me.
Wait, what?
Yes, that did happen. UWI, University of the West Indies campus,
I'm
the
not
one up
surprised,
on
but
Mona.
okay.
She was so bold and so blunt in front of her friend them.
You sure it wasn't like a dear Alice? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't think it was. I genuinely don't think it was. But again, show you how far we have slidden because she argued. I think what the next comment she made after she said that was, she a fuck all of them youth and nothing nah go on fear. Or she a give her the pum pum and nothing. So she said give her the pum pum for good looks. So good looks tall youth. I stamp her out. And she not get $1. She not get nothing. She not getting anything cause what? Her biology is screaming now. Cause she shouldn't have been fucking down the place. This is what I'm saying, sexual liberation. It's a hurt. Because what? She look for me as a man and say, boy, I'm doing well for myself. So let me get this straight. So she depend whoever damn her. She go link whoever around the bush there. Dog pipe it out. And the send her on her way. Not $1, not a bag juice, not a 50-cent stamp. And she been doing this for years while on campus. So cute looks don't really mean shit. Cocky at the end of the day really don't mean shit. Cause with all them, I remember these dudes never get expelled or them kick or them run. Them up on the same campus. But she there. But what? That's all them can offer. As some fuck. Nothing else.
I mean, what else
So
does she have? So I mean, how well, she can complain, but like realistically,
exactly.
you
But
get what you
but
deserve.
unfortunately, and for them people who believe say, oh, you're taking this out of context. You don't know her life. You don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know if
So
she's
what
a
about what
victim
about
of.
what about the males' lives?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, oh wait, I'm sorry, my apologies. Men's lives don't matter. Only black
Mm-hmm.
lives and blue lives.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
In every story, especially if you're a story writer, a movie director, or everything,
Mm-hmm.
you don't make all your characters likable, which I think a lot of people seem to stem to miss. Perfect example of this is, of course, Alan Rickman, rest in peace, of course. Character in
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter, Snape. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people miss his entire existence. I had to even get extremely controversial topics dark for one girl one time when she continued harping on about how she doesn't like him. I'm like, bitch, understand this. I don't need to like this man because he's a horrible human being. That is exactly why I like him. He shows me flaws that I see in myself. Have you ever thought about how flawed human beings actually are? How selfish
Mm-hmm.
they are? How far they're willing to go down the deep end just to get some form of pum pum? That is exactly Snape in a nutshell.
Not just
That,
pum pum alone, my boy. The
yeah,
things,
no,
the things
yeah,
that
it's
we,
not
we, we
it's not pum pum alone, but you get
Let's
you
just
get
say let's
where
say use the word pleasure.
yeah,
yeah,
you get what boy you get where I go with this though.
yeah. I do get what you're trying to say.
Isn't me? So
Mm-hmm.
people just have this ill-conceived concept. Oh, I don't like this person. Should we care? I
Oh
mean, I'm
yeah.
going to say this. I don't like Andre Tate, and it's not because he's a red pill person. No. Some of his takes are just borderline shit.
Yeah, they
They
are.
really are.
Yeah.
Some of them are just borderline ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's just the talking of a rich person doing people shit. So I'm gonna keep myself in my lane. Leave it alone.
And be honest with you, even Abba and Preach did their own review of Andrew Tate, and him say This is technically the high value man model that
2
Kevin
point, yeah,
Samuels was
2.0.
talking about.
2.0, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But but
Basically
but
the second coming of Derek Jackson.
not necessarily. Not
No, I wouldn't put
necessarily.
him with Derek Jackson.
No. Not that. Not that. Even though Andrew Tate having flaws and all, Derek Jackson's on a different fucking stratosphere. Let's not do that. Derek Jackson, quite frankly,
yo, yo, can I just appreciate just how drawn out that stratosphere was?
yes done. Hell the frig no. And like I said, Derek Jackson, well, all right, let's not stray too far. But I'll say this: in principle, in everything that Kevin Samuels talk about, Andrew Tate fits that model. Him and his brother Tristan Tate, they fit
Yeah.
that model, and and even Abba and Preach had to acknowledge that. He said, "This is what a high value man truly looks like." So for everybody who upset and in them feelings and don't like how the way them sound, this is exactly what Kevin Samuels was talking about. This is the kind of man who makes strides and make moves and have and do actions and don't have to really care what the rules them state because what at the end of the day and improve it time and time on the Fresh and Fit podcast. But girls them then they're ready for cuss him out. And during the same podcast, girl I give them him number upon ear in the middle of the podcast. Them are literally send on a girl ask him, go as far as ask him, yo, is he down for fucking in the middle of the podcast? I'm like, wow. And he
And
was
he
saying
turned
the
her
same,
down.
yeah, but he was saying the same disrespectful, straightforward, arrogant, assholey shit where everybody was so up in their feelings about. But yet, girls, and even him say that I'm one mouth. Him say, 3/4 you here, push come shove. Do you want that soft, whimpering, oh, the socially engineered version of a man that will say, oh, I want him, and oh, he'd make a great guy, but once I don't kid on yourself, first chance you get for blood clot, fuck a nigga like me. Chance. There's no guarantee that I would even say yes. But if I was down for it and I was willing to fuck, but say no, so at least half on in this room would fuck me. No hesitation. Oh my god, I would never. Of
Yes, you would.
course they would. Of course they would. I mean, no, people don't like it. Oh, that is a wrong message to be sending, and this is a wrong message. Even Abraham preach had to say it's a that's he's speaking about the rich. He isn't talking about common people like me, you, and preach. His message was never made for broke guys. He's talking to a certain caliber of men, certain
A
circles
specific demographic.
of men, of women. He rolls in certain even all right, there was a interview with this British girl. I think it dip on TikTok. And they were having a conversation and she cussed him out. When he finally left, she cussed him out. If this and that, they say when them ask her the right question, them,
Would you go back? Would you go with him again?
yeah. And then it boiled right down to she saying, yes, I would. And a few minutes ago, I call him everything that's so wrong with man and man's behavior. But he is hardworking, driven, successful. He gets shit done. Yes, yes. Now that I think about it, yes, I would go back out with him again. So fuck this utopic pussy nigga when enough of them people are. Although I'm not saying a man for me. Oh. No, I'm not saying he was supposed to be a goddamn caveman. I tell this to my wife, I'm saying it already. So as big and fat as I am, as heavy as I am right now. If me for write on Facebook say it is complicated. I know at least 5 of me ex them immediately without us jumping on my DM. At least 5.
At least.
At least. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that to be cocky or full of shit because, yo, I think I've said this on this podcast multiple times. I don't hide nothing from my wife. When I go to work and I talk and girls are the woman them and the girl them and people them around me, if them start flirt with me, I come back, come tell her. The body's like, really? You tell her? It's like, yes. Why wouldn't I? But don't you care about her feelings? That's why I tell her.
Exactly.
That's why I tell her. I don't think hiding what's happening at work from her or around me is a good thing. Young girls have flirted with me. Shit. That's why I touched me on my hand and rubbed on my hands and wow, your hands are so coarse. I said that's the hands of a working man, my dear. I am not a child. My hands aren't smooth. Myself better let's go further. I'm gonna beat I'm gonna jerk my fist. Well, I'm gonna back my fist. You know, my cocky not dry rotten. What? Wow, you're so straightforward. Bitches love the straightforwardness. This mindset say, oh, you must be nigga, fuck that shit.
You should be as prim and proper as the girls that you're talking to.
Nigga, you higher than a fucking kite. I swear to God, any nigga me here bring that fucking argument to me, I laugh off him. And I'm not gonna like it. Because me know say society has indoctrinated so many men to believe that you're supposed to act like a fucking female in front of females. And I get why the barbarian with Midagar KC, the most uneducated of us all, I fuck the most pussy compared to me. Good guy, nice, try to be pleasant and all this shit. The cruff I fuck the prim and proper girl in our school uniform, in a bathroom. When you are trying to get blood clot, what? Hotel
Phone
and all
number.
this shit. Phone number. Dog don't take the same dog take the same afternoon and fuck it. While you there months. Can't see mom, you don't know if it's a man or a blood clot woman you deal with. But him take one afternoon and mark, you know. Him never do it like him a deal with a decent human being. Behind the school back, in the toilet, then
Like
bend that over. Like a whore. And you're there, I try wife this whore up. Because what? Society tell us say yes, this is the right approach. And the caveman and all the caveman friend them. Fuck it. But you are try wife that shit. You got me higher than a fucking kite. I mean no. It's all back down to the old way. People hate to hear me say that, but it's the old way of doing things, people. Be straightforward as men. Ladies, vet the man carefully. Ask the questions that you should ask. And if it
gentlemen,
triggers,
vet your girl carefully as well.
yes, and if it triggers him off, that's one of the hugest red flags you have to look upon. Stop soft play it. Stop down play it. Oh, I don't want to offend him. What if it doesn't work like that? If it bothers him that much, you've hit a red. You've hit a roadblock. You hit a huge roadblock. As a straightforward man, a man who is honest square, a man who's sure of himself, them kind of question they don't face him. Them question they don't face him. How do you feel about children? Well, I'm not so sure, you know. I mean, we're still young and yeah, you know, maybe as time goes along and no. How do you feel about children? Well, I
I
want
want
four
two or
kids.
three. What's up?
Yes, and I would like my sons to do rugby and I'd like my daughters to do ballet.
So
No
like that.
ballet? No, but the point is, may I be straightforward. This is the definition of the kind of man you would want to be even, you know, entertaining.
Alrighty, that
And
chick asked me
mhm.
what kind of kids more. Suppose I got her again. So I was like, oh, if it's a girl, her name will be this. If it's a boy, his name will be that. If
Yahtzee,
we get twins, these are the names. Why? You
my
pregnant now?
man.
I remember a girl telling me about how I can't name my son after me. I look back on that shit and I was so offended.
Bitch got jokes.
I look back on that shit and I was so offended. I was like,
Bitch got jokes.
I'm like, do you know how special my goddamn last name is?
Thank you very much.
Me can't name my son after myself. Who the hell go name Xavier Junior Doctor? Oh, what the get around? Am I wrong?
Bitch got jokes.
Yeah, she does.
I'm sorry. I'm
Like
sorry. Is it my son or is it my jacket? And just let me confirm.
No. Who made this? Cause I never
Exactly.
You might have finished the production, but I started this shit and I can end it just as fast.
Thank you very much. And this misconception, me say, society has told women that the man must be, or there must be some form of mystery behind the man, and the man must be just as goddamn confused.
I'm not a Hardy Boys book. Sorry.
The guy must be just as fucking confused as you. Somehow this shit makes sense to you. Somehow this make logical sense to you. So him don't show away, him a go. That somehow turns you on. Man tell you straightforward, him don't show about kids. But that motivated for breed for him. Make that shit make sense.
Wait, that was actually another thing I wanted to point out. I mentioned before we went off on a tangent, I mentioned how if men were men to their daughters, and then women wouldn't have to be masculine. What about men being men and taking care of their kids overall? So we don't have to complain about boys just turning into 20-year-old boys, 30-year-old boys, and we continue to complain about the same problem that we're not solving and also causing.
Again, I believe what we mentioned about the vetting process, that in itself probably answered that question, but let's give it a quick recap, shall we? The notion, say, a man, the definition of a man is based on what you think he is and not what he really is. These were things that were taught when it came to men. A man didn't answer with his chest or confidence. That was also a main problem. An inconsistent man is not a man you should divulge or really give your energy to. The society keep put this lower on the mysterious type, the mysterious archive where he's just going through something, or the more he's learning himself, and as time goes along, he will turn into this great guy. So I'm going to stick it out with him for a period of years, and then as he comes into his realization, he will understand that I'm the kind of woman that he needs in his life, and we will make such beautiful music together. And like, who the fuck selling them Disney blood class story there, Rasta?
Disney.
Who the fuck keep telling them shit that exists? Me say, yo, men are probably the most straightforward fucking creature there is. If a man ain't shit, a man really ain't shit. If a man is what him saying is, 9 out of 10, he really is what him saying is. Me say, if a man tell us straightforward what he is, do not ignore it. That's the worst thing a man can do. If a man tell a woman, say, yo, do you believe in condoms? No? Okay. That's good to hear.
Out.
Clearly, it's not just that same. Clearly, it's not just to say him love for fuck. No, that's not all him try to say. He must say, if him bust a shot in your gut, then I gotta dash with the belly.
I hate this idea
you believe in
when
abortion?
guys say, pick me off a raise.
Yeah. No guidance, no nothing. Honestly, it hurts. It really does. It really does hurt our women. It hurts our daughters. It hurts our sons. It hurts everybody in the process when reality tell you say avoid the red flags when you see them. This man ain't acting like a man. Ignore that. Look at only the good things, him. He's tall.
I
He's
saw a post.
handsome.
I saw a post. I think it was a tweet or something on Facebook, and the woman replied, "Why did so?" Like the therapist would ask, "Why did you ignore the red flags?" And the woman replied, "I thought it was a carnival."
Want to fucking shot. Want to fucking shot.
Yo, I laughed so hard. I forgot to share it in the group.
Oh my God. And remember, those are the women who are picking the waste man, the croft, the claffy, punk, the pussy, to be daddies. Them I choose them waste man there. Oh my God. And the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers. Let me say, I have a friend. My name is had. I have a friend who's approaching if she not reaching her 30 that year. She reached her 30s. And her best years, as Kevin Samuels would have said, her best years she gave to a footballer whenever they go nowhere. Because she chose love. She chose love. Now love has left her at age 30. Fat the fuck. And she's sexy and all is well. And around her, fuck her off, dig her out. No future, no plan, no nothing. But this
So
utopic,
he dug out her foundation but laid no blocks, basically.
exactly, pretty much. Now she's a husk of what she's supposed to look like. And this bitch should have been married long time and have run up upon her second or third youth now with her husband. I'm again, I can't blame him. I mean, no, people don't wanna blame the man and say the man a pussy, the man a cross, the man a shitbag, the man a this, the man a that.
Yeah, but no, but he's always been that way. She never
Exactly,
complained
Fambo.
before. Why are you complaining on her behalf now?
Um, when me hear say she picked him over the doctor and the lawyer, because two men that were in college were really interested in her. We're talking about a girl that the church, her church, Roman Catholic Church, had so much power that when it was time for them to go for like summer vacation, the church
Hmm.
literally buy two tickets for she and her brother and send them to I think North Carolina on a horse ranch where she got paid. She just brushed the horses, not even wash them, brush their coats. She got paid and no man up there did want fuck it. I mean if she fuck it the man, but the point me I try and make is she was in the presence of rich people that could have done something for her. You understand me? They could have done something for her and she did not choose them. She did not choose them kind of guys. Don't know why. But push come shove, she chose a footballer. She chose a footballer. Somebody,
Predictable.
nigga, what predictable about that shit? Dr. Lloyd, they are Jamaica. And then she went overseas to an equestrian. I think that's the name of the place. Equestrian, that's what the,
Equestrian.
yeah, that place there. No mind the people. I pay millionaires. Millionaires and people who have something in a life. You understand me? People that could do something for her. She did not choose. She never chose none of them. She
She
picked
chose nothing
waste
over some.
men. She picked the craft at the end of it all. She picked the man who can't do nothing for she nor himself. And when him use up her best her years, she's just there now, approaching 30 with a bag of weight on her now. And all of the niggas them who used to her selling price drop so far down. It's not even funny. Shit, right now if a mechanic want her now, probably may probably all a style the mechanic. It depends on the mindset of the mechanic too. But when she
Mechanics
was
make money
in,
though, cause
I know. Which part you hear me say, oh, we probably take back what I just said because wow, Father God. Wow, when things are going for you, you're stiff, you didn't even know, say, I know we have a strike. And again, I blame her, and I also kind of blame our mother. Kinda. Kinda. At the end of the day, our mother can't tell her who for fuck, but when she, when she
was a huge influence.
but she has influence over her. Her mother chose a soldier, my boy. Her father was a corporal, or well, he wasn't a corporal, he was a higher ranking officer. I forgot him title, but her mother, when the father died, should have clinged to her daughter, but instead she clinged to the son. And that's I believe the mother went wrong. You don't leave your just a turned teenager daughter to figure it out all by herself. When me realize what the hell me I deal with, her friends and around her influence her, and the list goes on. And these are the things people don't want. Fathers, fathers, those of you who are real fathers, not father figure, not sperm donor, who when the child turns out to something, them time you want to claim father. No, that and that's how this work. It grieve me for man like that. It really does.
Yeah.
Grieve me for man like that. When the child becomes something, you remember who you are and what you are. Them time there.
I've been seeing a lot of those TikToks when I go on Instagram now. Like the dude
Mm.
just came up with a paper and said, Mom, I made the first round draft pick. I'm gonna play in the NFL, I'm gonna play in the NBA. And then it shift panel to the door, and they just said the
Mm-hmm.
father comes in with the bottle of milk that he was supposed to buy 18 years ago.
Yeah, I remember. I think I saw that. And that
And
I
that
won't
shit
lie.
is dark.
Yes, it enraged me too. I was upset, even though I was raised with mine. You know how many men who really needed a father, when they see that shit pissed me off. Because so many men out here don't know exactly what the hell or what the hell to look for in society.
Yeah.
Society has no. Tell somebody say, oh, my father gave me probably some of the best advice I've ever had in my entire life. So, boy, Andre, may I be honest with you? You get probably roughest. I'm saying you get one of the roughest existence ever. You're born man. You get one of the roughest existence ever. You're born man.
Yep.
Your name must give. Yeah?
Your life
Your
is
sister
hard
them
by
have a look.
default.
Oh yes. Man say say your sister them name must get. Yeah, you name must give. Them not have nothing for your man, give them something. But you have to have something to get something. You have to have something to get something. Intellect, charm, something. You understand? People have this misconception say something has to be money. Huh? Not
Profs ain't
entirely.
got no money.
Yeah, them get some of them get the most pussy. I know more crop for fuck more girl. And then it's not about and that's the next thing too. This whole mindset says supposed to fuck down the place. It's not healthy. It's
sometimes,
really not healthy.
sometimes
Did
wonder
I
what
mention how men should stop devaluing themselves with their extreme promiscuity.
You have to
This
explain that.
mindset.
You have to explain that because I don't want to assume the wrong thing about that.
I mean,
No, I mean
I get where
in terms of
Dario.
in terms of
Go ahead,
like
Dario.
in terms of
Mhm.
so it's the promiscuity is a lot different from polygamy.
Mhm.
I mean, the black. I'm sorry for the explanation. But
No,
yeah,
no, I'm sorry about that, but brother, I can't believe that this man really got the people in rugby camp and go get drunk. I know the man on social media don't know what I mean, brother.
Mm.
I'm not gonna get into that rugby business right about now because my team is getting on my nerves. But yeah,
Your team is getting what?
let's not go there right now. It's not rugby. It's not a rugby night. But yeah, I was saying what men should stop lowering their value by promiscuity, and promiscuity is different from polygamy. Again, we love talking about alphas and wolves and whatever, yet we don't even know the difference or what it means. One of the things with an alpha is he may be polygamous, meaning he has set wives. Same as with a king, he has a set of concubines, a
Mhm.
specific set of wives. These are still high class, high value women. If
Mhm.
a king can't just go around smashing got I mean I guess what the term like gutter rats or gutter whores or whatever, or
Mhm.
back alley
Mhm.
whores, that lowers his value and
Mhm.
his standing as a king.
True.
Same thing with noblemen and royalty.
True. True. I know some
You
people
can't
who
be
don't
prom-
understand what.
you can't be fucking everything and still be a high value man.
Yes, and people don't quite understand what that means because class it does mean something, and people watch and people talk. Even a man who a fuck on him wife, if him not fucking something, if not close to or better than his wife, he is looked
Yeah,
down upon.
a
Not for the fuck
comedian,
with a
a
fuck
comedian
on her.
to add to that, Bradshaw, a comedian
Mm-hmm.
once used this joke. That is why you have the term "fuck up," meaning the woman is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be equal or better to your wife.
Yeah, not down. And then even Eddie Griffin made a joke too. He's like, man say yo, she will think, man say, if you even fuck for your wife, and I said, why do you think women always ask what she look like? What she look like? I say, oh, if you pull a bitch or fuck a bitch better than your wife, oh, she might act like she's mad, but she ain't mad. You know, man
Like,
said at the back of her mind, she's going to say, I didn't know that nigga could still pull that.
Ah, that is it.
I've got
That
to
is
step
it.
my game up. I've
yep.
got to step my game up.
Like I
And
could
it's
actually lose.
reality.
No, even worse if she's like smarter,
Yes.
prettier, got more
Yeah,
funds. Like I didn't know this nigga had it in him. Like I can't
sir,
even complain.
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I'm going to answer this on this podcast and don't flinch. My wife is terrified of the idea of me dropping too much weight too fast. That's
No,
why everything she do. No, you laugh. Let me tell you
I
something.
know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Roger.
Words. Yo, you the old saying, I'm a stepping razor. I don't know my size. I'm dangerous. I'm the definition of that. My wife knows that too. She's not stupid. All of them little boys who don't know themselves. I know myself. My wife knows when I don't split my words. She's terrified. She's terrified of what can be if me was to be that kind of guy. I'm gonna say that I'm a Muslim. I just don't want that kind of liberty. She don't want it. Me don't want it. But she knows if I was in shape, women literally attack me. I never have to look woman after a while. People have said, oh, well, Jamaica and America are two different places. No, they're not. Shit, let's go further. America, women are more straightforward than men up here. Let me say, women are more masculine up for this bitch, which means they will step to you and say, yo, I like you and I want you. So we can do this either the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. I'm married. So
You like
we
it the
choosing the
hard
hard
way.
way. Exactly. And I know it sounds like a joke because I played it off as a joke, but women up here are more straightforward than the man. You look good, they'll see. You tell them straightforward, I'm a married man. I'm not looking for nothing. Doesn't matter. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I just want a piece of the body.
Just wanna know what you're working with.
Personally, I'm not a fan of that kind of liberty. It's just not my cup of tea. But I will tell this much. I will take photos and I will take numbers. And to some people, that is wickedness because I'm coming to show my wife the bitch and I'm going to show her her number. It's actually not bad. If people can look past their emotional, oh my God, he's insulting her. Oh my God, I can't believe he would
It's
do
like
that.
now, like sweetheart, this is the bitch you need to kill. She threatened me with
You
sex.
That
understand? You
sounds
understand?
exactly like Dario.
No, it's not. No, get it? But people need to understand something. Drama motivates women. Fuck this whole about, oh, I want to be in peace and all that bullshit. That is a lie. That is a straight up fucking lie. And for all of the men them who do listen to this podcast, take my foolish advice. Why do you think women, even when them start going up in age, why do you think young and the restless still make money till this very day? Even the story don't make no more fucking sense. All in all, it make no more bumbuckler
Even the
sense.
story repeats itself or they draw out a piece of drama from like
Bro,
YouTube.
the show,
Why?
the show,
Why do it still? And all of them daytime soap operas. Why do you think them
Same
bullshit
freaking thing with different faces.
pregnant at 16? Why do you think and all of them quote unquote reality shows? Why do you think women still watch them even when it has been debunked that they aren't reality? They are not real. Why do they still make money off of them? Have you ever questioned that? For those of you
course.
who, you know, because of what? Drama. It's all
That
drama. It's all
that
acting
that
because
that
what?
and they want the adrenaline rush that comes from being in those situations.
Sir?
They they
And
just
the,
living
and
vicariously through the TV.
and why do you think shows like what's that one about the black woman, the one who left her pastor husband, Megan Good, but she's the lead of that show and it's all about women empowerment and girl power and girl can fuck as she like and do what she wants and men are
Oh,
complete. Got the name of the show, but
yeah, and it has
complete,
Omari
complete,
Hardwick in there.
uh-huh, complete lack of accountability. There's absolutely none on the woman's part. It's all about the men, and society. Nothing the woman do wrong in that shit. Just like Sex in the City. Why did Sex in the City in the 90s was so goddamn popular? Anybody ever wondered why? Because there was no accountability on the woman's part. Even the one, Miranda, the one who have fucked down the blood clot whole of New York City. Chicks wanted to be that whore. Chicks wanted to be that big woman up in her late 40s, fucking all these young, sexy young men, which should have been a red flag for most women because what? Women going up and it was showing in her face. She was only one night standing all of these men. Even the ones them that did want to be in a relationship with her. She's young, free, she can do whatever she wants. And the guy who she end up with, clearly they were pandering to women because no man named right man no say 3/4, if not most, I'm friend them from the country club, the golf course, the yacht club. Every one of them fucking woman. But he wants her that much. That
Yeah.
shit goes that shit
No.
goes against male logic. Almost every man sample a woman pie. Almost every man get a taste. Come on, bruh.
And now you're
Come
just
on,
getting the
bruh.
you're literally just taking the crumbs as a trophy.
That's not the crumbs at that point, my guy.
You understand me? So, and again, these are the shows what women watch. All right. 50 Shades of Grey. Should have been
Oh,
ultimate woman pandering ever. But they make a new show. A next new show about a lady in her.
365.
You know the show where this old woman
A
we
bunch
start.
of
spoke
chicks were
we,
talking about
we,
it.
we spoke about it on one of the podcasts.
Oh my god! And they did. The same movie we are talking about where this young guy him is a sexologist where this woman pays him to have sex with her, but he's trying to make her feel young and beautiful. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is pandering to an older demographic of women. The women them in them 50s, or 60s and 70s, who did not choose to be what? She chose to be a career woman over settling down. Like, oh my God. Oh, this is so fucking sad. They might make money off a woman who chose to go against their nature. But there is no program about the man. There's no movie being made about the man in him 40s, 50s, and 60s. We are fuck off a bag of young girl and him look good and him hot and him sexy said way. You realize there's no movies about that nigga, right? No, no. There's all the women about there's all the movies about the woman.
Apparently, we
Kill.
already had Hugh Hefner, so I guess.
Nigga, please. Hugh Hefner, and by the way, they made a documentary about Hugh Hefner, sir. Oh, he joined the list with Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, and R. Kelly. Hugh Hefner was everything that was bad with Playboy. But nigga, you only know. You think Hugh Hefner got away with it? Oh no, he did not. Oh, they made a documentary on his ass, all right.
Hmm.
But the point me I try to make is there is no audience for men. A Republican most recently in Congress wants to push a bill that says men must start paying child support from conception. And me say, I was enraged about the idea.
Wait, a
Yes, yo,
Democrat said that or a Republican said that?
Republican. But then again, let me say this. There's a lot of what them call white rhinos. A white rhino is a Democrat that is a Republican, but is really a Democrat. You understand? So they may quote unquote call themselves Republican, but their policies and ideologies align with the Democrat Party. But on paper they're a Republican.
A
And I
liberal
saw and I
Republican or conservative Democrat?
there you go. That shit enraged me. I say, if
So wait,
men
how would
sit
we
back,
even know the child is ours though?
exactly my boy. But then well I know, but then a man said then if somebody case then the rise of paternity testing would finally come up, and there should be some legality behind if me appear child support for 9 months, and upon the point of the child being born and the test done, my finance is not my pitney. There has to be some form of compensation for the. And I'm like,
I have to be fully
so,
compensated, plus I have to be
oh hell
compensated for the trauma and the
yes,
heartache that I am
yes,
going through and will be going through for the next 18 years because for the rest of my life because I was
mm-hmm.
looking forward to having this child and now I don't have one. Oh my god, I'm so hurt. I'm not crying, but
Sir,
I'm hurt.
I tell you, and it, oh Lord, like I understand that men have created the monster that we are now experiencing from the over pushing of masculine, strong women to the constant attacking of masculine men now being men is now misogynistic. Man like me, I am literally the personification of a misogynist now. You know that now.
Yeah.
Just thinking that the way how I'm talking, the way how I
I
talk,
mean, I'm not
I
much
am.
better. It's just that
I know,
I
right?
just wait until I'm provoked before I roar. So
I really just don't give a fuck, and I just say what I need to say. Yeah, but again, and this is the weirdest thing. The ladies that I work with are Jamaican. They know the things I'm saying are not wrong, but they've been indoctrinated by America for so long that
they
when I
haven't been
speak
indoctrinated. They
things,
still know better. They just don't want to admit better.
exactly, so that it's easier for them to use the misogynistic card or the things and the hallmarks what America been saying for years that most of the men them don't fucking challenge. Because I say when them say, oh Andrea, so you really talk. Let me ask you a question. You don't want your son talk soft on a girl that deal with him anyway? No, no. So why you want me to talk soft and pretend like say I know someone really talk? That makes sense to you? Silence. They said, just answer me. Do what you want. Do what you expect will come out of my mouth. Would you find that attractive? No, no. You want a man who talk like me, who behave like me, who not afraid to chip cloth if you have to. No. You don't want a man who fraidy and can't speak or know how to, express himself. That's a turn off, A man buck shuffle and splice him words them. That don't make your panties wet. No. I mean, Peer laughing. Peer fucking laughing. Because them know how true me attack. Them just don't like the fact that they just don't like the fact that I'm gonna split my words when I talk. You understand? Me no spare them feelings. They may hate when me do it, but them no wanna lie me I tell. Nothing to me more off-putting than a man who don't understand himself. Nothing more annoying than a man who's not afraid to make acts, do
I was talking
things.
to my aunt today about it. I mean, she was
Mm-hmm.
joking because she asked me if I have a girlfriend. I'm like, no, I'm single. And she just was joking and said, you should get yourself an American girlfriend. But then she said, well, on second thought, these American girls are really controlling and hard
Yes.
to deal with. I'm like, so I
Yes.
was laughing at the time. I was like, no, it's no big deal for me that no woman can rule me. She
She's
said, but
right.
she said, especially New York girls, because she lives in New York.
Mm.
And like
Super masculine
to be,
bitches.
yeah, they try to be super masculine and controlling, and so like, yeah, they just want to be men because they're just masculine until it's time to be a man. She said, yes, that's so right, Dario, that's so right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I use the same example
Mark
that we
you.
always use if we're
Mm-hmm.
sleeping and we hear something go bump in the night, and
Oh
I
yeah, that
say,
bitch
babe,
chest.
I'm scared, go check it out. How many of them are gonna go
Yo,
actually check it out and then still respect me as a man afterwards?
how the fuck no? That's why when Andrew Tate he took on the game of youth there, and everybody was like Andrew Tate was being such an asshole, and I'm like, no, he wasn't.
First of all,
Like,
first of all, the fact said,
like,
I mean, people don't know excuse, but I know it. And if anybody, oh, when you know backstory, Bradshaw, trust me, if they knew what that motherfucker does in his spare time, oh, they'd sing differently.
all right, I get what you say, but I'm talking about the conversation at hand.
No, but that's not the thing. This is exactly the type of person he is. Everything he says is what he is as a person. Anybody realize that? I'm sure you realize it when you're listening to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That is
So
that is what he genuinely believes.
yes, and again, I don't know many men, real men. I mean, let me rephrase that. Because there's a lot of pussy niggas out there. Just because them can breed a girl, consider themselves men. Not about real men, men who willing to put their life on the line for them family. Even Abba and preach, lost his fucking mind when he listened to that. But preach ignorant of work like you cut the man, you wouldn't see a drop of blood. Preacher said, what kind of, I'm paraphrasing, what kind of pussy nigga this. How much waste man this bumper clad?
I
The
remember
man said
Preach
his
was saying his wife is a black belt.
wife is a black belt. Exactly, you beat me to it. I say, yo, once my wife is a black belt in Taekwondo, and I would still have to go. I would still have to go. And I'm like, as you should. That shit rubbed me so wrong. And I'm like, and the weirdest part is because them you they have coin, bitches would literally make a man like that breed her. Not because she respect him, and even Andrew Tate said to him too. Not because him have money. If a girl even entertain him after the podcast, because he only have money. Not because she respect you as a man. Messed up. I get it. But realistically, as a man, even if him have money, and I hear a podcast and my wife say, him love her off. I said, nope, no, he does not. No, he does not. Because he would have hand you the gun and tell yourself, one of us stay up there and wait until him clear downstairs and then come upstairs for no. You got me messed up. I say, I prefer you married a man. I prefer you married a man who plumb shit for a living. You understand? I prefer she married a man who have to climb up on a light wire and risk him life for him family. I will take up his mantle as your father and mine. She and him pick them. You understand me? I would have do that as a man because what? He was acting like a man. Me, you understand me? I try to say, gentlemen, this notion, I rather take up the mantle for a real man that died in the line of being a man than this rich gamer boy who stuck in this utopic bullshit. The society is going to. Oh, nothing is wrong with you being a pussy. There's nothing wrong with being a pussy. Yes, there is. There is
And I
something
mean,
wrong with being a pussy.
a man being a pussy is kind of the equivalent of a woman only being prim and proper.
Thank you. It really rubs
Again,
me the wrong way. It rubs me the
when like,
wrong.
so I mean, it's like when we're talking about the difference between a nice guy and a good man. A
Thank
good
you.
man is a dangerous man who has his
Oh,
dark side
because
under voluntary control.
good man.
Because the
Yeah,
world is not always.
I couldn't have said it better my own self. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Jordan Peterson. But like, what's gonna happen when the world is showing you its bad side as opposed to its nice side? Because things will not always be
Uh-huh.
nice. Things won't always be
Joe,
prim
Ro-
and proper.
Joe
You
Rog,
can't be a pussy in a dark situation.
true. Joe
What's
Rogan
going
said
to
something
happen
that I
then?
always knew. This is related to what you're saying. So let me keep continue. Joe Rogan said this once, and I have to agree with him. He said it's better to be
Hold up,
a
you break
samurai.
it up.
You hear me?
Yeah, man.
I said Joe Rogan said this, and even though I've read the quote, I would like to repeat it. He says it's better to be a samurai in a garden, a garden, a gardener in a war.
True.
Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And it's true. But a man will accept that crap or not. This notion that every man is the same needs to die. As big and fat as I was, I went back to Taekwondo a couple of weeks ago. And for the night that I went back, I was doing things that I thought I couldn't do. And the man who run the gym started laughing and said, You'd sooner forget everything you learn in AC before you forget how to kick in a karate, though, in a martial arts, though.
Yeah.
I got what he meant. And for the rest of the class, I was doing stuff that his senior belts were struggling to do. I mean, I'm already a black belt, but the point still stood. I was not training for more than a year. And these people are training constantly and was struggling to do techniques that they do every day or every other day. And one night, I come, I show up the whole of them from Gringo all the way down. I show up all of the belts them in front of me. And people couldn't believe that I was missing. And when him find out how heavy I was, it's like, my God, that heavy and still moving, that agile. But my training never died. I'm a warrior at the end of the day. I'm a warrior. I never call myself just a black belt. Me a warrior. Push come shove. I know how to shed the civilian off of me if I have to. I'm not afraid to step up to the challenge. I tell you, there's a manager to this very day. Me away upon him for finally say, "Come, Andre, let me and you fight." But still I wait upon him for say it, so me can flag him the proper way. Still not say it.
Ah,
Still I wait upon him. Still I wait upon him till this day,
fam.
and I don't care. Oh my God.
One of the things that happened to me when I was younger, when I realized, yo, I'm a killer, not a coward.
Mhm.
It was Christmas Day. Like my mom was dating this guy, so she went to Christmas dinner with him and his family.
Mhm.
And I was going down to my aunt's house. So I'm leaving the taxi. I think like say like taxi fare was say like $7 at the time, and I
Mhm.
gave the guy 10, and I said no, like keep the change. All of a sudden, the man has his seat. This driver has his seatbelt on, and I'm sitting in this seat right behind him. He's fighting his seatbelt to spin around and kneel down in his seat, and he's just looking at me. I'm totally, I'm frightened. I don't know what the hell is going on because the man is just fighting his seatbelt to spin around and just to look at me. I'm thinking this nigga is going to attack me. I don't have any
Mhm.
weapons. All I have is a pen. And I ease up out of my seat and I push my hand in my pocket same time and I grab my pen. But I'm looking at the other passengers as well as the driver because I'm wondering who and who are attacking me. Who and who do I need to kill? Because I'm not
Mhm.
dying alone.
My
Somebody's
nigga.
coming. Somebody's coming
You
to help
damn
me.
right. You damn right. You
And I'm
damn
looking,
right.
but like the other passengers were terrified as well because the woman who was at the other door tried to open the door and failed because she was too scared. And she literally started to
Mhm.
climb through the half open window. The other two passengers were frozen. The woman in the front was frozen. And they were all just looking at me and the driver. The driver was
Mhm.
looking at me.
Mhm.
So like after about maybe 8 seconds of silence, I was like, so driver, what's the matter? Man said, I've been running a taxi for 8 years and you're the first person to ever say keep the change. I just had to look at you, my general.
God,
But like
God. You know,
dog, it was so freaking
I've
like
done that
just a
plenty of
simple act
times.
that kind of just ended up being so weird.
Yes. Oh, I almost remember when Hot Damn Iraq, when it matter about something similar to what you said, but also, his interaction with death. He thought he was gonna die, and a fan saw him, and he was in Baltimore in the middle of the night, and the guy sitting behind him in shades, and he was going back to his car, and the dude after a while, he said, "Yo, why you wearing shades? There ain't no sun out." And the guy turned around and was walking towards him car, and he said, "You must try the blade, can say, no, no, when you might have to cut him off often." He said the blade drop in between seats, and he can't find the car keys, and he said he sees a white thing. You ever heard this in a horror movie at this point? I'm helpless. And so basically look in a window, so the man, half of the man body inside a passenger window side.
Mm.
Push himself into the man car. The man said at this point, I'm terrified. I said, the man said, now I know you from. You're that guy on YouTube. You're the one on the blogs and shit. I was like, what the?
Yo,
Why?
Will, you're breaking up.
Hello?
Why is
Hello,
there
you hear me?
static? You're using your headphones or something?
Yeah.
I'm hearing
All
static.
right. Give me a second.
Yeah,
All
calm
right.
down.
You hear me now?
Yeah, the static's gone.
So, sorry for that.
But yeah, dog, that was
Uh,
just like a act of kindness that just turned out kind of weird.
Y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Mm-hmm. So at them, when at them Iraq was talking, saying the man push himself in him car, himself, who raised you to think that was okay at like 10, 11 o'clock at night?
Exactly.
But that also stems from the problem of lack of fathers. Cause nothing about that don't make no sense. You push yourself inside of the man car through the man passenger window. If the man had a gun on him, if him pop him and kill him, he would have just killed the fan for no reason. That kill a fan because the fan never know there's such a thing known as boundaries.
Yeah, like I mean, I would have felt threatened.
Bruh, bruh. The man a got in car and him lock him door. A man a walk towards the car door at 11 o'clock at night wearing shades. And every time you look, he might get close. And the last time you look, you see him literally pushing himself through an open window in your car, push himself in your car to say, I know where I know you from, that guy from YouTube.
Make it even
Mark
worse.
you.
I would probably just have like a knife.
But that's the thing, he had a knife. He had a knife, but it dropped. It dropped and land in between the seats.
Even
And
worse.
he can't find the car. He can't find the key. He said he can't find the right key to turn on the car. And he can't get the blade. He said he felt like a white, he feel like a white bitch in one of them horror movies.
No,
Yeah,
for
they felt
me,
like,
for
feel like one
me,
of them
like
white
honestly,
bitches.
I can imagine I would have just started attacking him. Because my thing is, I
Exactly.
don't want to know if your gun goes squirt or boom.
You understand me? But
The
I would have.
moment your head went through my window, I'm going to start beating the shit out of you. That's just going to be my fight. I wouldn't say fight or flight, but my fight response.
The man make me laugh, he make me laugh, he make me laugh. But that's also one of the many problems society has ignored. Proper parenting. Nothing about that man's actions. Masculine.
Bro,
Women have gotten so extreme now that women are willing to literally jump in a stranger's car because she thinks he's famous. Did you hear me?
yeah, I know that. That's true. That's true.
She thinks he's famous or he looks like somebody who's
No, but like
famous.
I watched this the surviving R. Kelly thing, and
Hmm.
people are gonna say I'm victim blaming for this, but fuck it. Um, I'm listening to it and I'm like, how are you a victim?
Thank you.
Like
I said the
R.
same
Kelly was
thing.
able to do this to you because you let him because he's R. Kelly and he's rich and he's famous.
Sir, a
Could
gay
like
man.
could regular John Doe do that?
Hell
Could
no.
you could the nigga who lived next door to your parents when you were 16 do that?
Hell no.
Could your
Sir,
teacher at your school do that? Could a
sir,
random dude down the road do that to
sir.
all
A,
of you? No.
a gay man. A gay man. Watch the same surviving R. Kelly and says, he said, him understand the 14 and the 15-year-old. But anything past 16 got up him say, those hoes chose. Those hoes chose to let R. Kelly do that to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Where's the gun? And this is what a gay man said. Where's the gun? Adrenaline, please. My daughter is screaming, help, dad. Help, dad.
What
Go
did
sleep.
she lose her remote or something?
No, she need to be sleeping, but help, dad. Because her mother threatened her to have to go sleep. It's after 12. It's, oh, dad. This little girl serious, the hell.
Oh
Help.
crap, it is late. We've been here for a while.
I know.
What was my next talking point?
Hurry up, my boy. Hurry up.
Men taking care of their kids. Oh, men stop blaming women for being crazy and specifically their baby mothers for being crazy when they were just as immature as their baby mothers when they got them pregnant. And a lot of these men who are complaining like 5 years later, 10 years later, the main thing or the difference, for lack of a better term, with them is that they haven't even matured since they were in their early 20s or teens when they got their exes pregnant. It's just a case that they haven't gotten anyone else pregnant since. So they're now more prone to using condoms, or they've improved their pull-out game, so to speak. But they're still single. They're still jumping from relationship to relationship. They're still fucking bad bitches to bad bitch, and still sleeping with the same kind of woman that their baby mother or baby mothers are, and then still complaining, as we said before, these hoes ain't loyal, or bitches be crazy, etc., etc. Like, what if these men got their shit together from early so that they wouldn't have made these mistakes?
Mm.
And would it have forced these women to actually also get their shit together in order to still claim these men, or claim a man in general?
I believe yes and no. I believe there's balance to every argument. You know,
Or I would say that the vast majority have pulled
I
up
know.
their stock.
I heard her say, "Help, Dad, help." I heard her say, "Help, Dad." I heard her. Let me move from right here. So I'm starving. My poor baby. I had 2 eggs and we had no food was. I don't even know. Mm. I still up on the podcast. I answer the question. I have to literally move out of the room altogether because my daughter still call for me like somebody beat her up. Anyhow, she make me feel terrible, but I don't care. Anyways,
That's the manipulation right there.
I know
God go with you.
my heart is breaking, but again, I know I'm through. This is why a man is needed in the household. Ah, one of us, one of us has to be a bastard. I'm sorry. We both can't be. We both can be. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm so. Oh my baby. Oh my god. No, no. I'm sorry. No, no. But anywho, there has to be balance, and this is the problem in
This
our
is what I
society.
said earlier.
Mm-hmm. And immaturity. It is a two-way road, and most people don't want to do that because accountability have to come back to you too. And I don't want to blame the mother them alone because the father them just to blame too.
Yeah, I
But
mean, you can't call single mothers horrible people when they didn't get
mhm,
themselves pregnant.
exactly. So for all of the man them who sat back, know very well he never want to be a father to that child. You're a piece of shit. And to hell with you. And I'll tell you this. As much of as a whore my father was, and I made that very plain and straight on this podcast plenty of times. As much as my father was a whore, he was a father first. My sister went to St. Andrew's All Girls School back in the 80s when CXC run the cut. She had to be exceptionally brilliant to make it to such a prestige high school. And poor people pick me never know they got them school there. Even though Michael Manley at that time, Michael Manley at that time, they did integrate the whole upper class and poor class together. That's why Casey exists. For
Hmm.
people like Casey different still, cause the boss who would run Casey when it just push up. All right, we're not gonna kick down the Casey line, right? Point we still need to make is this: parents, fathers are needed. Again, my father was no saint, my father was no perfect man, but he was a father first. And my mother respected him for that. You understand me? He had multiple opportunities to walk away. Hell, his own family gave him a shot at New York City back in the 80s or the 70s to leave my mother and his children. And he said, no, real men aren't built the same way anymore, unfortunately. Heart,
Real men are built the same way.
true, true.
That's why they're men.
Let me
We just kind
rephrase
of
that.
use the term men too loosely nowadays.
True. Let me rephrase that. Men aren't built the same way nowadays. That must say. Not real men. Because real men are real men, like you said, my boy. But he was a real one. He was a real one. He chose to be a father all the way till his death. That's why I cried tears when that man died, and I had nothing ill to say. And people remember him drink and him this and him this and him that. And at the end of the day, he was there. When I got married, the man got dressed and he showed up at the court. Oh, but the first time in my father life, my father asked questions and everything. And the one day when he should have asked questions, he chose to wait and pretty much missed the ceremony. But he saw us when we were coming out. He showed up, and my heart, you don't understand how happy I was that he showed up. I understand him kissed my wife and hugged me, and that meant the world to me. You understand? He was there. The man was a father. So for all of them sperm donor there, because so can the mother make no vex. They gonna mama on a fucking disappointment. Now I know cause mankind face a fuck up now. I may agree with Tolax, man, for cut off man who just breed people gal pit me and I go on like say, oh, me have 7 year old man, me have 7 year old. And none of them don't fucking know you. That shit need to cut, that shit need to done. Dead off, man, for stop par with waste man like that. Tell you something, validation is like sex for some people. So when they take that away from them, it forced them to change.
Yeah.
Force them to
Yeah. Stop
change.
giving gold stars to people who are not even who just participated.
No man who backside. That man they used to fuck off people, girl pitney. Girl come by hands and him have to get piece of that pussy there. When the man them say them nah fuck it, him insist him have to fuck it. Right now, film come and reach him back. He makes a film daughter fuck down the place. All man a corner, she chop at the cocky. You understand me, man? And it's not like say a quality man a fuck it. Some little waste boy, some little gun bag, some little idiot boy. We squeeze our head too hard, our leg them fly open. Everybody are telling back. So it a cut him like a knife because what? So him used to deal people girl pit me. So every opportunity when them see she walk out of people yard and her leg them a vibrate, so like a Nokia phone. You know what does happen? Them see she walk up the road and she have stop like a bag of trimmers are run up and down her spine. Yeah man. Everybody around for remind him. So, boy, I see that I come the road now, boy. But she have something wrong with them and she says shake. She every step, she a shake. Every step, she orgasm the whole way going back her yard. I say, fuck her, yo. I know I'm not supposed to be happy for that. But film come and come. It a mad him. It a mad him. It a mad him now because what? He used to do this to people girl picnic. I never anticipated that this shit was coming back for him. He really didn't see it coming. Because what? My father, I'm always there, him kids, I'm always around him. But I never anticipate the part when she turned teenager and I want the road. Like he never thinks that part that would have happened. Like I said, bro, end of the day, you have to teach them. You have to be there. And you can't be a businessman and a father all at the same time. And you don't trust nobody. You don't trust nobody to run your business because what? You yourself, a thief. So you can't trust nobody to run the business for you. You can't watch them because what? You alone can run your business. Something has to give, and you choose a business over your daughter. What you think are gonna happen? So sperm donors, one of a dead off. The young men them who been conditioned to believe say pussy is the only thing, the one all and end all. We feel sorry for no. Some of the case scratches are gonna rule most of our life. It break my heart because pussy is not that. Pussy is not all that. And if you take a word out of the great Patrice O'Neill's by Book of Logic, him say if I ask a woman how do you keep a man? If you take out, I say, tell me some of the ways you are to keep your man. And 3/4 of them are gonna give some goofy answer. And as soon as she realize what she say, can't keep you, pussy come next. It's really that simple. Most of them really don't understand men. Most of them would even say learn how to play pool, learn how to play video games, make sandwiches, you know, shut the fuck up.
Learn how to shut the fuck. Oh God, you beat me to it.
Shut the fuck up. I finally had to do you one, bro. You hit me twice in one night. So maybe at least get you one time though.
Yo,
Yeah,
it's not
learn.
even funny. Like jokes aside, like shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Yes, dead ass. That's one of the main thing. I must say, yo, I feel away. Even my wife, I catch her. You understand? Sometimes she's like, you okay? I must say, well, yeah, you know, but I'm just want to look of silence or peace to myself. And she keep she keep my daughter outside of the room. She give me time to process certain things. You know, we play a little game, try to put de-stress a bit. Then after I'm lock off the game, I'm just go then to spend time with her. And sometimes she come in the room and she gonna left me say, no man, stay. And she dep on her phone and she not interrupt. But that's a smile looking at her now. And then I put on the game eventually and still go deal with her. Because she give me one well want peace. She's not saying nothing. She not trying to be up in the, what you doing? What you doing?
Would you
What
still
are
love
you
me if I
playing?
was a worm?
Oh my god.
I tell you about your bum buckler, you see?
I want a divorce. You look at this. I want a divorce. Oh my god, I want a divorce. What?
No, I want you to stay with me so I can put you in your fucking place. I tell you about your bum buckler.
Oh, this is crazy shit. But again, these are the things women need to learn about men. Understand, men, we are simple creatures. And across history, I'm gonna tell you something. Comedians, even though they're small, especially in the 90s coming up, they may be raw, they might be rude, but they were honest. A lot of them were really honest. They just did it in joke form. But they were, if you want to understand male logic, watch most of the 90s and some of the late 80s comedians. They will tell you exactly how men think and listen to how the men and the women react in the audience. Even some of the female comedians did pass the knowledge on to women. But because times have changed, women believe say, oh, a man need to just put up with my fuckery and not in a blood clog or so. Not no go so. Even the female comedians did explain this to women. No, no, he won't. No, he won't. And modern day woman like, oh, if he ain't this, well, then curve his ass. Oh, okay. You think you after a certain age is going to somehow change that man? Good luck with that. Erica Badu thought that with enough time and enough pressure, Andre 3000 would have changed. No, he didn't. Currently, Andre 3000 there with a 30-year-old sexy looking Asian, thick body Asian girl. and they're rumored to be married. Erica Badu entertain a 27-year-old black youth. Entertain. No marriage, no engagement, no nothing. Do just go and fuck it. And it breaks my heart though, yo. It really
How's it
does.
feel to date a man who's a slightly older than your son?
That's the question. But no, because society now, that's liberating, that's empowering, that's female empowerment, you know. That's that good for you, girl. Good for you, girl. Not, oh my God. My mother's dating a dude literally just a year or two older than me.
Yeah, because I think if I'm not mistaken, her son should have probably graduated by now from college.
Of course he should. My name 20s enough. You know, say a youth who could have be a brother. Shit. Could have be a brother stamp your mother.
Nah, I wouldn't. I don't give a fuck who to talk. I wouldn't stop talking to mine.
I wouldn't either. Just
You
moving
still
on.
moms, but like, yeah, not in public
Yep,
or
yep, yep,
private.
yep. So immaturity, I agree. On both sides of the fence, it needs to be addressed. But the
And not just talked
soul,
about, like actually do something about it.
and that's the thing though. Because, like I said to somebody, a guy sent me a video about a woman that was a black woman that was talking about um, a shooting happened in a park that they were really baseballing.
Yep.
And she made an answer like, yo, this is what is expected when different hoods come together. Like this is okay. This is pretty much she was so nonchalant about the fact that seven people got injured because rival gangs couldn't understand themselves. And then the cinema a Twinner Twins video where in a one of the video in a same video, in a audio, not a video, in the podcast in the meantime bonus episode 2,
Hmm.
a girl from Grand Spen was interviewed and she said, we live loving up here, man. Not because we kill off one another. We still loving. What? Did you hear
What?
did you hear the contradiction? We are loving up here, even though people think so we kill off one another on a daily basis. We still love one another. How the hell them two things there? They're in the same sentence. Correct me if I'm not wrong. It's not an oxymoron.
It sounds like an abusive relationship. Like if he doesn't beat me, he doesn't love me.
Nigga. And I was enraged when me hear the fucking voice note. Me upset, me upset, me upset, me upset. Me say me cause pay clot. And I say, Ras, it's not like it's a human with me I check them after. But me upset, Dario. If you cut me, wouldn't see a drop of blood. I'm like, and a damn fuckery. I raise blood clot hit me. Woman like this, I raise girl for no, my man I beat up your blood clot, but what? Him love my man, not because and same so in a one of the part one of the video them with the one with Uncle Saxon and baby mother go a court. She said the same thing. The only difference is just slightly different. She only said what? In my good youth man, apart from the lick the man them thing there, in my good youth. The judge said, what? That so and that's a problem. We normalize this bad behavior for so long that we don't even see say we are doing this shit to ourselves. And this is something what I'm every day. Like me say, me know girl with man kick it to frazzle, beat it in a corner and a friend them a watch a beat it and not say nothing to her. And later on that same day, I fuck it. Man, blood it up, you know. Box and kick it and still fuck it.
Mm-hmm. We're talking
That
about this
shit.
with a rugby player from my rugby league team.
Mm.
He's a
Yeah, I know.
famous domestic abuser, but
Mm-hmm.
and I was saying in the group, like, I mean, she's no longer a victim, like she's an accomplice because she could have left.
Mm-hmm. 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 So much at TikTok where police come in and I cuss. Fuck. And the thing say, oh, I wish I could do more for the domestic victim
Mm-hmm.
that went back to the abuser and found 2 days later dead. I'm like, bro, I get what you're trying to say, but you can't lead us to water, you can't force him to drink. If she don't want to leave him, there's nothing under the sun you can do to stop that. Like me say, I had a friend in her early 20s when she prime. When she prime, she give her best years to a fucking footballer. You think people never tell her so why she's still there with him? You think people want never ask her if this man are gonna take you serious? Why are you with him? Why are you still fucking this now gonna away footballer? And her response is love. Her response was love.
Love conquers all, including common sense.
Thank you very much. I must say it broke my heart because me never anticipate her being that stupid. I really did not anticipate her being that stupid.
Right about now, I mean, problems with relationships and the dynamic between male and female. It's like racism in America, possibly racism in the world. We all know it's there. We talk about it almost every day, literally every day, but we're not doing a damn thing about it.
And every time this guy I know, every time I bring up race and oh systematic racism, and I'm like, all right, cool, let's go there, shall we? We acknowledge it exists. What are we doing about it? Give me solutions. Pointing out the problem is one aspect of it. Then him talk about judges. We need to change the judges. We need to change it. This. We need. I say, all right, cool. What plan? What plan of action do you think is needed to rally that kind of support? Because if you don't have the support of the people, it will never change.
Yeah,
The black people that should come together to vote in and vote out the same people them we're not giving them the time of day to protect themselves or if give them a fair ruling. You keep voting in racist people, or better yet, a lack thereof. You're not voting in the people who for change the system for better to benefit you. You're not voting for them. So the racists will always vote in femme man, femme woman, who gonna always have leniency upon for them people and be harsh upon you. But then you same one gonna turn on and ball racism. But you won't vote.
this is
But you
probably gonna
won't.
bring us off on a tangent, but
Crazy.
racism is not just a word. It's not just like white people
I know.
saying it's a lot deeper than that. But if that's the only thing that people are gonna complain about, specifically Black Americans, like just
Mm-hmm.
just not complain about racism anymore.
Yes.
Y'all
And when
y'all are so quick to sorry to cut you, but y'all are so quick to cancel Paula Dean
mm-hmm.
for saying racist, for saying nigger to a dude that she had some altercation with or was robbing her, I think, like
Mm-hmm.
20, 30 years before. But like when Joe Biden does his shit, when Obama neglected black people, when police be killing y'all,
Make
crickets.
him president. Better
Oh wait,
make Joe.
oh no, well there was that one riot, but that's about it.
That's about it. And now, for all of ignorant, dumb people, they must sit back and really believe the January 6th thing is supposed to be somehow benefiting the greater public. No, it's supposed to distract you from the fact that the Democrats really ain't doing shit for the last 2 years running. They haven't really done anything except just sit there and pass a bag of legislation to help them friend. Not help you, help them friend.
I can't wait for people to come and bash me about how I was talking shit about Obama.
Obama ain't shit. I'm sorry, bruh. Like, I
Why are
did
you
the
apologizing?
tried. I tried to see Obama in the light where most people see him in. But for 4 years plus, dude did not do shit for black people. Oh, he was being watched and this and that I fight him and this and that I fight him. I said, all right, cool. Joe Biden is now in power. Joe Biden used to be Obama's vice president. Joe Biden is well aware of all the pressure that black people are going through. He passed legislation for the LGBT since he's been in power.
And for Latin Americans.
He's passed an Asian
Oh, and
hate bill.
Asians, yes.
Shooting happened in Buffalo. Shootings happened, I think, 2 or 3 different places where black people were explicitly targeted. He spoke on it once, and that's it. Then he invited a Korean pop group to the White House for talk. Bo, what? Bo Asian hates all the black man. Oh my God. And black people still silent about all of this. Black people don't know how to be Bomba united. And this is the delusion that keep them separated in this country, just as much as Jamaica. As soon as black people start getting some form of common sense, guess what them do? They make a new trend, something new happen. Will Smith slap Chris Rock. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard become mainstream fucking news. But the war in Syria, Libya, and all over the world, you don't hear about them shit there. No, you don't hear about black people are dead.
Yeah,
But
but
me
we hear
must feel,
about Ukraine.
exactly, me must feel some sympathy for Ukraine. But you don't hear about all of the wars and where oh my God. Sorry that we're gone so far off the deep end, but this is the bullshit where I can't stand about black Americans in this country. Been a while since we've had one of these long podcasts, but I feel the vibe. I don't know what the rest of them.
Yeah. Wait, oh.
But
It's almost 12, so it's almost 1 o'clock your time.
almost. Daughter fight sleep, so they are fight with her. She fight sleep, so again, such is life.
Finish your point and we'll close off because it's getting late.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I will say that the way how society is being run, there are no winners or losers. There are mostly people in high places dictating how your mind works. From TikTok, where most people think is so good, Donald Trump tried to get it banned. Yes, people, believe it or not, Trump was actually trying to save us from the degenerate fuckery that is TikTok. He did try. And guess who fight back? The Democrats.
I'm
They,
still surprised that I like Trump more than I do Obama.
a nigga. And to people who sit back and chastise black people for calling a spade a spade. He said Trump do more for black people than Obama did in his 4 years. Oh my God. Mr. Bolande, weren't the same Democrats still there? But
Yeah.
weren't the same Democrats still fighting Trump? Like how
The
them said,
same ones that have been there for 30 plus years.
Alana. And then me look past somebody said for 2.5 years, Obama was there. Obama could have passed something for black people. For 2+ of the years, when the House was still mostly Democrat, he could have passed shit for black people. Oh, but the Republicans were fighting him. I said, no, at one point they were in full control about the House and the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
200 plus. And Obama didn't do nothing exclusively. I said, yeah, but Trump did something exclusively for black people. He passed legislation that guaranteed that HBCs, that historically black colleges, for those people who know that shit mean, HBCU, he passed a law that guaranteed that HBCUs will be funded for the next couple of decades. And Joe Biden, as him step in, him reduce it from 20 million to I think around 2. Or was it 20 billion to 2 billion?
Yep.
And black people quiet. Black people were quiet. And Trump did so much for help the incarceration rate where him set things in motion to make black people can appeal them. Oh, but he passed the act where allow them for when them come out of prison, them get reinstated into society. They got back their right to vote, and once them life turned back, they could actually get real jobs because convicts don't really get good jobs.
True.
Them get mediocre jobs, and Donald Trump changed that for all of them.
Which is what
And
sends them back in prison a lot of the times.
Once you come out of prison, normally you don't get a good work. Some mediocre fucking jobs, and that demotivate them and send them back into a life of crime. But you don't hear nobody say nothing about that. But Trump, then you know what, they make come again. They voted back for Democrat. Man, that shit makes sense. Democrats are the one them who encourage you to lose your rights. Them, you're just there. I don't think you could even apply for your passport.
I hope
That's
you all
how.
remember
That's.
that the Democrats were the party that started the KKK. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
they're still doing the KKK thing up to this day. But anyway, I think we've gone too far up this tangent or far enough.
I know.
If you think we haven't, we can continue the conversation in the comment section. Thanks again for
Please.
sticking with us this long. Yeah, please do comment. We'd like to talk or argue, whatever you choose.
I guess to hear one voice. But yeah.
Yeah, dealer's choice.
Oh.
Please remember to like and subscribe to the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notified whenever we upload. We do upload weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, stay safe, stay awesome, drink water, stretch. Remember, beautiful women fart in their sleep. That's why they don't fart in the daytime. And we will see you next week.
Interesting.